SSG is my favorite team in Siege. They're unbelievably fun to watch, with unparalleled synergy, a deep and innovative strat book, and some of the most explosive talent in the scene. They're one of those teams which define excellence, but at the Blast R6 Montreal Major, SSG faced their toughest challenge yet, a showdown with FaZe Clan, the undisputed juggernaut of the Siege world. FaZe is relentless. Their suffocating style sees them poking and prodding across the map, hunting for any weaknesses in their opponent's setup. And when they find one, and they always do, they exploit it without hesitation. These are two of the best teams in Siege, each armed with their own approach to the game. When they meet, the result isn't just your average match. It's truly a spectacle, a clash of strategies, skill, and sheer determination. This is SSG versus FaZe. Just real quick before getting into the video, I wanted to announce that I've been approved to co-stream the 6th Invitational LCQs over the next 2 weekends. If you're watching this video on January 4th, 5th, 11th, or 12th, come check out my channel and watch me break down what's happening live on stream. Furthermore, I'm live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, breaking down matches and helping you to improve. If that's something which interests you, consider checking out my Twitch. Finally, if you're a fan of my content and find yourself consistently watching it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of the video. SSG are playing upstairs, running the Smoke and Goyo to deny CEO plants and traps to provide info to slow down FaZe's push. FaZe, in turn, bring a lineup built for methodical clears, Flores and Twitch to remove utility, and Grim for intel during the execute. On this site, one typical attack involves attempting a plant just inside the CEO window, which is why SSG have brought the Smoke. Their plan is to use his area denial to make it impossible for the attackers to stick plant. The thing is, FaZe know this, so despite having Case outside the window, their initial goal isn't attempting the plant. They want to use Grim to gather info CEO to support Vita entering into site, but instead of sitting in place, he's going to fight forward and take space. But he can't do that all on his own, and the rest of FaZe set up top yellow and bath window with the goal of drawing defenders away in order to open up some space.
That's exactly it. They're looking for very much a standard execute here. As you can see, all the floor shot out, the Grim Bees coming in as well. Normally a crucial part of this execute, but more like ahead of time here than what you'd normally expect. They're going to have to make an execute happen soon, but I think they're still a little bit afraid of what might come in from C4s, for example, from the other side, of which there is at least one to play behind in Benja's hands. And Jane, I know, swings out and finds Handy. That's a little bit of pressure already stripped away, but now the executes come on through, they're stepping in, and this is where FaZe have got to find their kills.
3 versus 3 then, as it starts raining on in. Fultz manages to find Vita King, and SSG are standing up very well to this at the minute. It's going extremely well for them as they will just look to hold on and hold their positions here. They're not getting drawn into fights, and I like that from SSG. Cyber does manage to find Benja though, 2v2.
The bait works perfectly, and Vita gets in, but he's taken out in the chaos which follows. FaZe find themselves at a disadvantage, but they keep calm and hold angles, just daring SSG to overpeak. Cyber finds Benja, equalizing the round before FaZe take a moment to reset and re-drone. They have a whole minute with which to formulate a plan, so they set up drones and reposition to attempt a plant. Souls covers as Cyber sets down Case. SSG, having lost their advantage, are playing back, not wanting to over-aggress. This proves to be a mistake as FaZe finish the plant, playing the post from outside CEO. Because of his position on the rappel, Cyber can single-handedly win the round by simply waiting off to the side until SSG commit to the defuse, where he can simply peek the player with their face in the case.
SSG, they're kind of playing with just dipping in and out of a doorway, have a little challenge, but they're not exposing themselves, they're not inviting those bullets to be coming back in their direction, and it's going well for them so far. However, Cyber maybe has a little bit of space here.
No one's here.
Have an opportunity to stick this, because like you say, there's nobody on side able to do anything, and SSG, they have to react, and that's when it gets difficult, because they have to be the one going onto the angles. Cyber's out of the window, he's on the rappel. This is going to be extremely difficult now for Forest to do anything.
Going to try and see what he can stick. No, he's pulled off it as well. Wants to take the firefight, but you're not going to be able to win. This is the problem. Souls has been an absolute demon here as well.
After having lost upstairs, SSG opt to try to defend a different site, this time going to Tellers and Archives. This site split between 2 different floors, plays out differently to any other site in the game, and SSG are about to put on a masterclass in how to have redundancies in place to deal with anything the attack might do. And it's a good thing too, because FaZe are masters of disruption, and their attack is one of the coolest things I've ever seen to distract and disrupt a defensive setup. SSG spread out across all 3 floors, locking down the site from every angle. Benja and Ashen hold the top floor, challenging vertical control, while Fultz anchors Piano, contesting entry into Tellers. Finally, Forest and J9 bunker below, ready to deny with C4s. Despite no one physically inside Tellers, the layered setup makes planting nearly impossible. FaZe know this, of course, and concoct a devious strategy to deal with it. They want to feign an attack into basement in order to distract the defenders downstairs, thus opening an opportunity for them to sneak into Tellers. This will draw the upstairs defenders to come down, while the C4s below are forced to focus on surviving instead of stopping the plant. First though, they need to set up, and their immaculate utility usage comes into play right away. They move to open up the Visa hatch, which they need as an avenue into sight. But there's one small problem standing in their way. Benja is upstairs in admin, with holes opened up above the hatch. If FaZe try to use hard breach to open it, he can simply shoot it off. So FaZe come up with just the most elegant solution in order to deal with him. See, in order to shoot things off the hatch, Benja needs to see. And attackers actually have a super simple way to take that away. By setting up outside the admin window and tossing in a single flash, Vita can take away Benja's ability to see long enough to open the hatch. Elsewhere, FaZe open up garage and begin pushing in towards site. Vita and Handy do the same, approaching the basement through Tellers as Cyber lurks into the mid-floor to prevent any retake from the west side. SSG are forced to focus on defending downstairs as suddenly 3 attackers are approaching their positions, all while Handy tries to see if he can sneak a plant in the chaos.
Damage underneath, though, because the hatches just work on a percentage of damage, so long as you've done enough, it's much like when the Maverick gets on there. It doesn't have to be round the edges, it doesn't have to be anything in particular.
Well, Dokkaebi call came on through. I mean, 3 immediately were turned off there, whereas 2 are still ringing out. That's normally when you see a call coming through, that the moves start to come in from the other side. That's both Dokkaebi calls down here as well. Nothing left to play off of. So FaZe are going to have to walk in and find the gunfight. It's not going to find the first. Souls taken out by Forest.
Yeah, another good start for SSG into this round, I think. 2 minutes before that first fight comes. Then they manage to get the kill as well. Fultz is on the roam a little bit here. Was there's somebody to find, but unfortunately for him, it's going to be KDS that's the one doing the finding. Manages to get himself a kill. J9, he's going to be looking around archives, but the problem is not in archives. The problem is down below, but they haven't dealt with that top floor. The Soul is being put to great use by Ashen there. Able to shut down the plant attempt. FaZe, they tried to get away with a sneaky little play there, but you know what? It didn't matter.
Immaculate awareness out of Ashen, as despite the chaos going on downstairs, he maintains singular focus on his role within the round. He calmly uses his Solar scanner to ID the plant and takes out Handy through the floor before his team mops up the remainder of the attack. Having won the previous round, SSG continue their rotation onto basement with a 3-floor extension. Their strategy is to contest the entire map, forcing FaZe into a full clear. Benja and Ashen roam aggressively upstairs, aiming to disrupt FaZe's entry and make it hard to take space. On the main floor, Fultz acts as a bridge, holding space around Piano to keep the roamers connected to site. Downstairs, J9 and Forest lock down the site, with Tubby and Cade ready to stall any rush long enough for their teammates to come support. It's a solid strategy, which would cause so many teams to struggle, but FaZe, excellent as always, immediately spot the weakness. See, Fultz is alone, and if FaZe can quickly take him out, Benja and Ashen will be cut off, unable to effectively support site from the second floor. FaZe will then be able to turn their attention downstairs, effectively ignoring the roamers and overwhelming the site. FaZe get to work, and spotting Fultz on a drone, Vita hops into vending while Cyber and KDS surround him on all sides. Despite goo mines giving them away, they press forward, confidently taking the space. Fultz is aware they're there, but in such an overwhelming disadvantage, he's going to have to go huge.
It's as if they want to go and take these fights, but it's just whether they're going to get any success on it or not.
Oh, he's missed his man as well. I think at least the idea coming in towards the left there. Couple of pixels off towards his right-hand side. It is sitting coming in towards lobby, and at this point, a lot of pressure being applied on towards Fultz. The second call comes on through, and surely now, with 3 or 4 players surrounding him, someone knows that he's here. Please? Oh, already found one, and there's no one swinging in for the trade as well. 2 more off towards the left, and 1 up in towards Art, but he's still in a really good situation here to be able to deny the opening of this hatch, to look for more gunfights. Ashen falls down here. Fultz has now found a second. He is the thorn in their side tip.
Fultz has just been a brilliant pressure sponge here, hasn't he? He's just absorbed all of that pressure for 2 minutes coming in from FaZe. Got 2 kills as well.
Survived 2 phone calls.
Fantastic stuff from Fultz there. Just brilliant.
Unbelievable play out of Fultz, not only managing to stay alive, but finding 2 kills at the same time. Elsewhere, trades are found, and when the dust settles, SSG have the advantage. With time ticking down, FaZe have to try and find fights, but at this point, there's not really much they can do.
Command of that small area of the map, and it gives SSG another great position. Benja is now able to play with more freedom. He's up at top spiral. It's another area that FaZe just haven't been able to lock down. It's a tough finish. 15 seconds left to go. 1 versus 3. This one's over for FaZe. Souls may be a clutch player, but I don't think he's going to be clutching anything up here.
The sides swap, and FaZe opt for a CEO as their first defense. Like SSG, they're bringing along the smoke and C4s in order to deny the CEO plan. SSG, for their part, bring along operators which imply an explosive entry, planning on giving FaZe no time to react. Their idea is to crunch Yellow and Connector by dropping Blitz down Skylight and sending Amaru up the hatch. These players will be supported by Kappa Tau smokes right here, allowing them to completely ignore meeting and focus exclusively on Secretary. Furthermore, J90 uses Grim to give info, shooting bees in from bathroom to ping players for the entry, all while Ashen backstab Spiral using the knock. SSG are excellent at these sorts of set plays, using all of their util to support just a few key players. It overwhelms the defenders and lets those players maximize their chances at finding impact. In all the chaos, let's see if FaZe are able to react.
And why not? They're taking the lessons learnt from FaZe, where when the opportunity was there, they took it and they got away with it. We're going to see the utility raining in from the Capitao now. Souls, however, manages to punctuate things with a Nitro. Cyber picks one up for himself. Benja's into the mix, managing to find the late trade onto Souls, but FaZe, they come away the better from that exchange. But the diffuser's going down, the cover is there. This is going to stick for SSG, Des.
It is, and look at the cover. J90 is there. Bathroom, it's killed 4!
FaZe react expertly, shutting down the Blitz and the backstab. But in the chaos, J9 slips into bathroom. His team decide to try to plant, and with FaZe completely unaware of his position, he manages to find maximum impact. FaZe find themselves down with their opponents on match point, and with the game on the line, they decide to try basement. Similar to SSG, they start out playing the whole map, but instead of contesting heavily up top, their plan is a lighter roam, with Handy shooting drones and falling back via the well-defended corridor through Piano. SSG open main breach and toss out an immediate smoke. With minimal presence on site, this forces FaZe to react by rotating back to site. But this is just bait. SSG aren't executing, and seeing FaZe giving up space, SSG jump in some of the windows upstairs to start pressuring the extension above site. See, because of the vert holes out of FaZe, right now, SSG can't plant. So they want to remove the extension before actually making an attempt.
I feel like they really could do with getting Piano. They're going to struggle whilst they've got that vertical presence above. It's the Mute that's up there. It's Handy that's playing in and around that area. KDS manages to find Ashen, and it's no surprise that they're using those vertical angles to do so. Getting in and finding 7 seconds clear space to be able to put the diffuser down is going to be very difficult. Benja gets one. J90 finds Bitter King, and this is going to create the space for SSG, Des.
SSG catch FaZe completely off guard and give themselves a decisive advantage. Now, FaZe have lost control of most of site, having just Handy and Souls left alive. Furthermore, this is match point. This is FaZe's last lifeline. If they can't find a way to win this round, then they're down for the count. So what can they do to battle back? Souls is on site, still in a power position behind the Mira, while Handy is upstairs fighting Piano. Since SSG have 2 players yellow, each of them have a momentary 1v1. They need to recognize it quickly and lash out before SSG can reorganize into a better position. Still, things look bleak. If FaZe are going to win this round, at least one of these 2 is going to need to go huge.
They are on the road to a victory.
If they can get through the mirror window, that's the big one. And no, 2 kills out of nowhere. Handy and Souls getting one apiece. It's down to this 2 versus 2, and they're in a great spot. Plant going down here, and no real ability to deny. They've got a C4 in back pocket, but can they find the man? Fultz finding one more, and Handy's got to do the lot. Diffuser did not get stuck, but he's found one. Can he do it in the 1 versus 1? It's 1 HP to his name against 37 on the other. A nade over the top, knows where his ban is! And Handy's going to give nothing to SSG.
After surviving SSG's match point, FaZe now find themselves with the advantage. This is their chance to put away the game, and they bring along a lineup that's looking to be explosive. SSG are defending up top, bringing along the standard lineup of smokes and C4s, only this time, they also bring along the Clash. This is because Clash is the only operator who can reliably cross in front of the CEO window without being taken out by the cover. FaZe decide to be decisive and set up for their rush. Like SSG, they know they can't simply plant in the corner CEO, so they first want to create chaos all over the site before making any attempt at the plant. Their rush focuses on a crunch between Projector and Top Spiral, all while the distraction comes from Vita, CEO. They send Amaru and Glaz and Projector, while Blitz and Striker take Spiral. Will SSG be able to react?
They need to think about the underneath. They're trying to work onto the connector window with Glaz. FaZe want as many angles as they can get here, Des, to make that site uncomfortable.
They really want to get rid of this Clash. In fact, they completely block the vision away, and here we go. This could actually be the execute coming in off the back. Baz is already inside site as well. Souls is in, but a kill's come back in. J9 knows, found rid of Cyber there. That's not so ideal. Clash tucked in the back corner, going to get pressured on here maybe as well. But look at that, he's turned around and found one. He's got behind the Clash. How does King get away with that? And suddenly, it's a 1v1 for the closed team.
The dust settles, and J9 and Vita find themselves in a 1 versus 1. Both players have been excellent all game. Vita leading his team, and J9 finding almost effortless impact. As the timer counts down, as the pressure starts to mount, both players know that this is the moment. All it'll take is one gunfight to win the game.
The tension builds as he tries to find that final angle. There's an opportunity to potentially put this down, but J9 knows that he needs to go. He's going to look to pressure it, but no, there's an opportunity for King to come off. J9 dips away. He knows who's going to win the challenge. He knows exactly where he is. He can just pre-fire around the corner. When he misses his shots, somehow
If you enjoy my breakdowns, consider checking me out on Twitch. I'm live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at the times on screen. Streams generally consist of breaking down pro matches that I don't have time to cover on this channel, so if that's something that interests you, check out my page at the link in the description. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.